go, Slickhead.
Well, hello everyone. Hello, Pastor Norman.
Hey, he can't even hear us.
Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all now.
Oh,
Hey, Jay Edward, Slickhead Jr.,
What's going on, young people?
you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I am.
Oh,
I
you
am.
cooking all that good old food down there, ain't sitting none up here in the truck yet.
You know I've been cooking.
I know you cooking.
mm-hmm.
I can smell it. I can smell
You
it
can
through
smell
the.
it for you.
I can smell it through the picture.
That's so funny. 'Cause I maybe just finished eating about 15 minutes ago.
What you say?
What did you have?
I did some
Chitlins,
salmon on the grill.
Oh, that sounds
salmon
so
and
good.
chitlins.
That sounds so good.
Smoked salmon.
Smoked salmon.
Now they want to smoke something. Now last time we talked to him, he was smoking something. Smoked chicken, smoked duck, smoked ham, smoked
Well,
hamburger.
before you get going, hello everyone.
Hey y'all,
Welcome to
smoke.
Another Heart to Heart Life class. Me and my husband, the Sawyers, and Pastor Norman. Pastor Norman, I need to put up there who we are.
You need to be careful.
What? I need to be careful for what?
Yeah.
What happened?
You calling all them people names. You don't know these people.
What people?
These people you talk to on the thing there.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about these people. Hello this and hello that. You don't know them folks.
I'm speaking to the people that's watching.
Yeah, but you don't have to do better than that.
Oh,
Invite them over to dinner. Invite them over to dinner.
He's in that mode already. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he already there.
Already there.
You don't invite her. Y'all come on over for dinner and bring your food with you.
Anyway,
We're gonna do potluck. Okay.
Be what? Potluck.
He said bring your food with you, so that's potluck.
Shut yeah. Let's just get crazy drunk on eating.
Yeah, we gotta quit excluding everybody from this
hey
conversation.
Y'all.
It's my sister and my brother.
Hey y'all.
I talked to her yesterday. Baby girl heard her on the phone. I had her on the speaker. And baby girl heard her voice and was looking at the door and barking because she thought, she's coming. She ran from the back door to the front door looking for her.
That's funny.
Mr. For those of you who don't know, this is Pastor Norman, who's in Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
Good evening. Happy New Year.
Pastor of Bold Ministries down there and doing really good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing really good work. John Greason is in the house.
Oh, Greason J. Hickbar. 4517.
And Renee's letting us know she can hear and see us fine. Good. No problem so far.
I don't know about that.
I had so many issues lately with just getting on live. I don't know what it is. Just more and more issues. I got this thing right here for Christmas. And I've been checking my steps and I've been checking my heart rate and I've been checking my blood pressure. It's cool.
What's your blood pressure?
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's pretty accurate on the blood pressure?
Yeah, it's good.
What's your pressure?
I don't know what it is right
now. Did
they
tell you how short? It tell you how short you are.
It might tell me that. It might tell me that.
I don't need nothing to tell me that.
Tony Patterson is on here.
That's who I've been trying to call. That rascal. I'm gonna have to tighten up on him. He getting all crazy. Can't nobody catch him.
Yeah, we tried to call you back, young man, but for some reason we couldn't get through. But I'm glad you're with us tonight.
I want to talk to you, man.
Oh wow. I had an epiphany today.
I'm having one now.
Yeah, now can you calm down for just a little bit
so I can't do it.
So we can do this.
I can't do it.
All right.
I gotta take a drink on that.
Hey, Christy, I'm glad you're here, sweetie pie. Listen, I had an epiphany. I was walking baby girl today, and of course, because all the leaves are off of the trees now, you can see how they grew up and how they spread their limbs. And I had a realization watching them. I noticed some of the trees lean, and some lean toward the sunset, and some lean toward the morning sun, the sunrise. And then there was some that grew straight up. And so I had this inspiration come to me. Those that reached for the sunset didn't have light until late in the day, of course. And they, in their very beginning, reached for whatever light they could find. And that was in the evening. And they would reach that way and bend. So they grew this way. And then there were the other ones who reached toward the sunrise. They bend that way, reaching for the light. All of them reaching for the light, whatever light. And then whatever light resonated with them, that's where they leaned into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized when I saw that all of us, and this is one of the reasons we have so many different aspects of Christianity, so many different religions, so many different ways that people try to connect with God. They find the light in some particular aspect. It could be in, say, the Course in Miracles. It could be in Pentecostalism. It could be in Muslim. It can be in whatever. When they find that light in that particular thing, they lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they grow. They grow into that. But then there were the trees that were straight up, and their limbs didn't lean either way. Their limbs spread out, expanded out in all directions. And so I realized at that point, there are those of us who have had the light to touch us in our early beginnings. And that light, we followed that light because we were not hindered by any shadowing. Therefore, we grew straight up and we expanded our limbs and we reached for the light in all directions. And that means we can gather the truth from all directions.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's
Now, here's
good.
a big one. Anything that is of God has already been approved. So when we come in this world, just say we did, which we never left the true world of the kingdom. And the reason why I say that, he said to them before Pentecost, if you're going to get into any cost at all, charge yourself with the truth and it won't cost you a thing. Whether Pentecost, any cost, J cost, no cost. You are approved of God with or without signs and wonders because you are the Christ eternal essence. If you come out of that eternal knowing, see, if you're going to be sanctified and holy without doing a whole lot of work to get there, you're going to have to go Christ identity before the foundation of the world, Jeremiah 1:5. If you existed as
Jeremiah 1:5.
1:5, you existed, Jeremiah 1:5, before you ever got to this dimension to say you were born in sin and shaped in iniquity. That is a mind of the false God that has us talking about being not qualified in the non-qualified region. But if you go to the region of your eternal essence or your divine self that never was born and never died, you are already approved by coming from the Father.
Okay.
I mean, I'm laying it out there. Whatever y'all want to say about it's all right with me. But I found out that if I leave and go walking in separation from the eternal essence of God, I'm going to be everything that I'm not going to be everything that God is. That's what I want to say.
Can I ask you this? And you don't have to answer it if you don't feel like you want to. But when you said the eternal essence of God, if I follow the eternal essence of God, what does that look like practically for me as a human being?
It is not something you see. It is not something you feel. It's not something you try to get. It is an awakening awareness of knowing and finding out through revelatory insight. When it pleased God to reveal Himself in me as me, how would you receive the Holy Ghost and say the Spirit of God is in you at this point? And you ask somebody, how can I get the Spirit of God in me? And then you find out how to get the Spirit of God in you. And then now you're going to walk around talking like God ain't there. And you got to go to the altar every time I have an altar call and get God in you over and over again. You just can't keep getting God in you over and over and over and over and over again if you are eternal spirit. But if you slip out of that awareness, you're gonna go into fragmentation, separation, and individuality, and that's the undoing self.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
On Sunday, Pastor Norman, you were with us part of the time, I'm pretty sure. Did you hear what we were talking about on Sunday? We were talking about the demiurge, the false god,
the demiurge.
How that there has been an imposter god. And can you share with me your thoughts on that? How there were, I know we said some things that some people may have been shaken by, I don't know, but to find out that the God that we have thought we were serving was an imposter God is kind of a earth-shattering truth. And to find out that there has been an imposter God, an entity that has imposed itself as God, has acted as if it were God, and in many cases, the things that it did was credited to God or blamed on the true God. I think a lot of the things that happened when there was things that was considered the judgment of God, I think was not really the true God at all. Because to compare and discern your whole life through the lens of unconditional love, which is what God is, then a lot of those acts that we say were God, they don't match that unconditional nature. Can you give me your thoughts on some of that, if you can?
Well, it kind of ties into a conversation I had with someone going through the idea of being born again or becoming a Christian. I was having a conversation with someone concerning, and you mentioned about the false God. As we was coming up, and it's pretty much we create that type of God based off of what we have been exposed to in our various different environments. And so all of our perceptions of God or what we need God to be for us could be very different. And so I was sharing with them coming up during my time, and I think y'all remember the movie The Burning Hell. Many people, quote unquote, came to God because they did not want to go to hell.
Exactly.
So their perception of God was an angry God.
Yeah.
We wanted to get saved because we wanted to escape the wrath of God and did not want him to be angry with us. And so I wanted them to think about something. I said, so you're telling me that you wanted God in your life because you didn't want to go to hell. Whereas with me, hell had nothing, me going to hell or not going to hell had nothing to do with it. I wanted a relationship with he who is my father and my creator, and I'm created in his image and in his likeness. So trying to frighten me to him was not going to work. And so again, I had a different experience and a different encounter where those who quote unquote during that time came to God, their perception of God at that time was an angry God. You need to get saved, you need to get born again, you need to go to church so you don't go to hell. And like I was sharing, that's the wrong reason for anyone. So you came to him out of fear. That's not a good relationship.
Yes.
And so,
and even if you weren't afraid of hell, let's just say you were in a situation in your life where you felt like God was the only way out. And so therefore you came to God for that reason. expecting God to deliver you or rescue you from that particular situation. And then that relationship still is not based on that should be based on.
Exactly. And it goes back to what you have shared many times before that we talked about. A lot of people do not have the true insight and revelation of what love is.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, if I came to God using that as example out of fear, then that was a condition. And I'm supposed, just the way that we say that he loved us unconditionally, then I am to love him unconditionally as well.
And that's the royal law. Love the
Exactly.
Lord thy God with all your heart, mind, body, and soul, and then love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Exactly.
And all of the other commandments hang on that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if there's certain, and again, and it's funny because I used this on Sunday, and it just went over so very well. Again, out of all of the relationships that we know of in the earth, the one that is used quite often is the relationship between a husband and a wife, marriage. And so again, using that as an example, if I love my wife unconditionally, then there's no real reason or stipulations for my love for her. I just flat out love her.
There's no why.
Exactly.
We ask, why do you love me? There's no why.
No, it's not.
There's no why.
There's no why.
I just
So
do.
if there's no why,
there's no opinions.
Right. So if there's no why, there's no way that it can be lost.
There's no approval or disapproval. You are just that love. And that love does not waver, nor does it diminish because of. There is no because of in true love. God is love. Stop it there, throw on brakes, tell you reverse out going forward. That's it.
So I know that we as human beings have very rarely experienced unconditional love, even in our relationships. We very rarely go beyond the need for that other person. Now, I wanted to mention something that John Greason brought up. Go ahead, Pastor.
All right. When you understand thatness, you are in a position right then to not have to ascend or transcend. Pray more, seek more, read more, fast more. I am not sitting around eating just to be me or to be more of me or less of me. If my body is hurting, I'm still me, metaphorically speaking. But in your divineness, there is no variation, and there is no such thing as saying, I heard people say, I can't stand them. You better know who's saying that. And you don't even think about who's saying that. You think you're just telling the truth about the way you feel. But that's not coming from your divine self. It's coming from the false identity of the false God in this world that causes you to be attached to things that you don't even have any business being attached to.
Exactly. And I'm glad you mentioned attached, because when we think in terms of what we often talk about deliverance, the greatest deliverance is the deliverance from conditions.
Yes.
Because again, going back to the example of marriage and what we talked about loving unconditionally, it is when we create these stipulations or these conditions that create separation.
Yes.
And see, that brings about the divorce. Yes.
Yeah, having rules in the relationship. All of these different rules that the other person has to live by. This is what causes the division and the breakup in relationships, any kind of relationship. If I've got all these rules you got to live up to. And so don't say it like this. You got to say it like that. Or don't say it this time, say it at that particular time, or in things like that. Or don't ask me to do something, certain things. Or we have all of these rules.
Exactly.
And so it makes it very difficult to even have an atmosphere of unconditional love. Now, I wanted to mention something. John Greason is piggybacking on what you had said earlier, Pastor.
Mhm.
He said, if we're all that, then we really can't get rid of him, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Correct.
There's no such thing as being able to get rid of
And
God
backslide.
anyway. Yeah.
And it's another way to look at it. There is nothing, there's not anything that needs to be changed about oneness and awareness of oneness is the way you look at yourself, your consciousness state.
Yes. And you look at yourself based on what Pastor Romo just mentioned, the conditions that you came under.
Okay, you don't
And
claim
until-
them to be your identity anymore.
Right. And until those conditions are unraveled,
Mhm.
you don't even see yourself clearly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And you really can't love yourself because you're looking at it through the filter of your conditions.
Here's a good example. Go back to the book of Daniel and look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. 3 and a fourth man appeared.
Shadrach, Meshach, and a
Shadrach,
bad,
Meshach.
bad Negro.
Oh, bad country boy, country girl, bad Negro.
I'm trying to remember this one I saw where the guy said something totally different than even a bad Negro. He said something else, which he created a fourth individual, and Jesus was the fifth person.
You have to share that with me at some point. Now, John Greason also said this. He said, you were talking about hell. He said, we won't go to hell because we're already there.
Oh, we already know that.
You know
Yeah,
how
this
how
world.
quick can you get out of hell? But let me tell you this now:
Okay.
if hell is so restricted that only people in certain conditions go there, you can't go to hell and not see God.
But listen, it's true.
And you
That-
can't go to hell just because somebody told
but
you to
wait
go
a
to
minute,
hell.
wait a minute. Yeah, that's true.
You tell me to go
But-
to hell. I won't go to your house.
But which of us doesn't have the condition to make us have to qualify to go to hell?
Which
Every last one of us qualifies.
Every last one
if
of
you
us.
go into if you go into the qualification state of separation and individuality, I can't stand you, I don't like you, and feel like you don't, and feel like you cannot qualify enough to go to hell or be in hell or be in a state of hell and still get rid of God. You can't get rid of God like that.
And that's my point exactly. Every last one of us are eligible for hell. And you might today,
No, that sounds funny.
today you might have
This
walked,
woman here,
you might have walked the chalk line
Yes.
today and didn't
eligible.
slip, but tomorrow you're walking and you'll slip. So every last one
Who
of
slip?
us, every last one of us
Slip in hell.
slip. Mhm.
Slip
So
away.
my
Slip, slide
My
away.
point is that we cannot measure our behavior and say whether or not a person is going to go to hell. We can't measure them by their behavior. We can't determine whether they're a candidate for hell just because of certain things that they do or don't do in their lives. We don't know what their conditions were that caused them to be that kind of person.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
And so-
If God is love, he cannot unlove you.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
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 And see
God
that,
is-
and that's
yeah.
that's
Go
Now,
ahead,
somebody
Pastor.
tell me something.
Go
like
ahead,
I
Pastor.
said, in the period of time where I was coming up, beginning my journey, you heard more. You didn't hear about the love of God. You
Right.
heard about the wrath of God.
Judgment,
Yes,
yes.
he'll
You know what
burn
I'm
you up
saying?
in
And
hell.
so people came
His voice is not.
to connect with him. That's the best way I can say.
Uh-huh.
Connect with him
Uh-huh.
with the wrong reasonings based off
Uh-huh.
of what they once again had been exposed to.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so, like I said, for me, you can scare me to do anything. I just was, whatever.
Yeah.
It was because of an actual experience, an encounter that I had that it became aware. And no one, it was funny because I was asked a question about what the experience that I had. Did I know what just happened to me? And
Mhm.
I said, yeah, instinctively, because there was such an awareness, such an alertness. Again, I heard his voice at a whole different level. and everything. So I was aware without anybody explaining anything to me. So I believe there's an instinct that we all have to let us know when we have truly awakened to the fact of who we really are and who God is in us as us.
Yes, yes.
So
It's a dichotomy, I think. For I'm basing some things that I'm thinking about what John says here. How about this? We're qualified for both areas. You can say that, but it's like a dichotomy, like hell lives in every being, and then also does heaven live in every being.
well,
And we're able to pivot into which being we're going to be.
now this is because this was another conversation that I had to present to somebody.
Yeah, oh, you went
We
to
keep
hell.
talking about hell, right? Now,
Oh,
based off of timelines according to the King James version of the Bible.
Before you keep going, let me know if you're hearing Pastor Norman clearly, because he's going in and out just a little bit with us. His volume's going up.
See,
and down.
that's what hell is.
So, but go ahead, Pastor Norman. I just want to throw that out there.
Going in and out.
Dad, you a nut. You are a nut.
He is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hell is
Pastor.
going like your voice going in and out.
Don't make him lose his train of thought.
All right, go ahead.
I had to
Don't go to
explain
hell.
to someone if the timeline according to what we read in scripture, the King James version, especially in Revelation, and we keep talking about hell. If hell and what is referred to as the lake of fire is synonymous, then ain't no one in hell right now.
Empty.
Yeah.
Hell.
Exactly.
According to the timeline.
Yes, and to go back to what John has said, there is the potential of each of us to find that evil inside of us, or we can find that divinity inside of us.
There you go.
But again, we can pivot. We can actually pivot to decide which we're going to be, and the perplexing part of it is when I'm going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I know who I truly am, and I choose to walk in that mode of loving awareness. I choose to be that loving awareness in this world, and yet there are the times when my conditioning will pull me back into the mindset of the one that was brought up in whatever conditions I was brought up in, and I react and respond out of that, which is totally out of my character, totally out of my true nature, but yet that happens. So then we have to be kind to ourselves, not judge ourselves so harshly, and realize we're acting out of our conditioning, and treat it as if it's a wounded child.
All right, let me give you a metaphor. She just did something that everybody can do on their computer. You hit a button over there a few minutes ago and it made him go back up and come forward. What button was that? But make that picture go smaller and come big. What you hit on the do it
button? Yeah, they can't see
over
here.
All right. Now, what you call that button?
It's an F11.
It's everybody look at an F11 on your computer.
And do what?
That means you got a button in there that can fill you full of hell or heaven.
I knew it was going there. That's why I knew it was going.
So everybody's got a button.
Everybody got a switch in there. Everybody got a switch we call it the F11.
Yeah.
That you can hit right now, and that picture go back to small side and come up.
So
that's consciousness right there, awareness.
So the royal law says, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Be aware of it.
And so in order for me to love my neighbor, I've got to love myself. Mm-hmm. And to love myself means I've got to accept even that part of me that floats back into my conditionings. Mm-hmm. I've got to accept it. It's the darkest, shadowish part of me, but I have to accept it. It is a part of the unit that I am in this body. So this is what I have. I can accept the fact that my true nature has nothing to do with that, but at the same time, I have to embrace that thing that grew up from childhood to now, that has had all of these different quirks and flaws and different things. Like, I have to embrace that, because God loves it all.
Exactly.
He doesn't just love the part of me that we call the true nature or the true self. He loves the whole being, the entire being, even the mind that's been programmed,
Mm-hmm.
even the mind that has been programmed to be in fear and hatred and anger. He loves that. He loves
Exactly.
that because he sees how it got there and
Exactly.
realizes that it is a part of the unit. And the unit, and this is the thing that I've realized, that God in his awesomeness uses that for our good and for everybody else's good.
Mm-hmm.
Uses that darkest part of us. And that's an awesome thing when you come to the realization that God truly loves me, the whole me.
Mm-hmm.
And you're integrated. You're not split into a good one and a bad one. You're not split in two. You're one whole being. That's what salvation is. It's wholeness.
Exactly.
The switch.
I don't think people realize how complex we as man actually is. As you was talking, the insight and the revelation again, we are worlds ourselves. We are worlds, we are
Yes.
systems, we are dimensions, we are different realms, because if
Mhm.
we're able to ebb in and out of different thoughts and different awareness, and we ourselves is a complex universe
Yes,
in
yes,
its own
yes.
self. And so God is in us, again, dealing with all of the different systems based off of conditions and so forth. And so it made me think about, I know Dad is very familiar with this, and then a series that I just watched in representation of oneness. Well, of course, Dad being a Trekkie, you remember the Borg. They
Yeah. Yeah.
operated as one.
Yeah.
There were so many different individuals,
Yeah.
but the complexity, they actually, whatever was the uner mind or whatever, they
Yeah.
all had the
Universal
same
mind.
thoughts all at the same time. And then this
Unity.
new show I just watched, and I think a lot of people, because it's been one of the most popular things right now, Stranger Things, it gave that same concept as well of things that's connected as one. They have in one mind that when I felt pain, you felt pain. Everything that was connected to that source of that unit reacted the same way.
Yeah.
Now,
We don't. A lot of us don't understand that is what is actually meaning to be one.
Yes. Now, you brought up something. You and Dad both are bringing things up in me that I hadn't really thought about. But we have a group of people that come and visit us once in a while. We may have mentioned some of that to you guys. There are different individuals that come with them. And there, at this last time that they came to visit, there was actually a young lady who had not even heard of Star Trek. Who had not. I'm saying this for a reason, because we're speaking truth, but there are people who cannot hear it because they don't even know what we're talking about.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
And it has nothing to do with being spiritual or non-spiritual. It's just that they don't have the vocabulary, they don't have the exposure, so to know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
And so to me, that's a sad thing to realize, is that how would I reach that young lady if I was trying to give her an example of the Borg or anything like that? Because she had been so sheltered from any exposure, because religiously she was told that that was evil. So now she doesn't know, she don't have any understanding of the simplest things. Because she's been too sheltered, too taken away from reality, or I should say real life, and how it works and how things work. She doesn't even have a clue. It's like she's like an infant that it's like an infant that's been in a cult that's never had any kind of exposure, didn't know what outside of that cult, what kind of world there is. So there are people who need to hear this truth, but they can't hear it because they don't have the mentality to be able to hear it.
Omnipotence, omnipresent, has not ever seen us without God in any man.
Say that, can you say that again?
Omnipotence, the definition of omnipotence and omnipresence has never seen us or anybody in the universe without God. Or I'm going to reverse it. Omnipotence, eternal presence, and oneness has never been anywhere and cannot be anywhere that God is not. God is not someone here and someone there and at another time, another place. God is omnipotent. And if we came from him in our infinite self, in our essence of eternal, see, if people don't understand, there's a switch inside of you that you can hit or in your computer and turn this thing completely off and go dead dark night. Or you can hit the switch and put light back on the screen. This is exactly what the mind is set up for, as a screen and a projector from the holograph machine in the back of our head that makes the left brain on the right and the right brain on the left, to where it crosses vision, to where we can see in a direction if we want to hit that switch. When I watched over the years, I watched the healing preachers and the most amazing preachers that I heard that could do miracles. Some was fake and some was real. Every last one of them that I communicated with talked about a switch on the inside. I watched Catherine Kuhlman miracle service. I watched Don Stewart, A.A. Allen, and R.W. Shambach and all of them. And at a certain time, and even in the storefront churches, I'm waiting for my help to come. They are stir themselves up and I wait for the Lord to show up. That ain't nothing but a switch that they hit, just like you hit one on your television. You can move the station from a cartoon to a drama, from a drama to a night picture. You can hit a switch and you take you over there at Christmas where it's snowing everywhere. Then hit another switch and you drive a dog biscuit on the shores of the Hawaii hula, and you can come back into the same mind and hit another switch and be riding in a car, daydreaming, and hit another switch and be out of the car. It's like this man was sitting in it riding with his teacher, teaching him driver education. He started driving the car, and as he drove the car, it started raining. When it started raining, the windshield wipers started off real slow, and it got raining real hard. He turned the switch again, and it got real fast. He was wiping the glass so fast he could see better. But here's what he was doing, Brother Norman, and the rest of y'all. Every time he looked at the windshield wiping, instead of be past the windshield wiper, he was wobbling in the road just like this. The teacher told him, said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm following the windshield wiper." You're following the wrong thing. Follow your true state of being one with God, and you won't have to wobble in the road doing the hook-a-book.
I think what will help too is when you said follow the true state, is when you realize that you're pivoting back.
The united part of us.
When you realize you're pivoting back and forth.
Yeah, you have to realize it.
From one thing to
there
the
you
next.
go. Realization.
It's not so much to try to hurry up and get to that, that part of you that you know is true.
All right.
But it is to notice that there is the pivot.
There you go. There
notice
you go.
The pivot.
Most people not aware of that.
Because the pivot itself is
That's
awareness.
That's it.
When you are aware that there's the pivot, you're aware of it and not being afraid of the pivot. And when the moment you become aware of it, you automatically switch.
That's it.
You automatically
That's it.
switch. It's not like you gotta, how am I gonna hit the switch? How am I gonna hit the switch? When you notice that you're swinging back and forth, the minute you notice you're swinging, then that's when you say, oh, then you swing wrong. You automatically gravitate toward the light. Like I was talking about the trees, you automatically lean in to the light. It's automatic for you.
When I brought her home one night, after the second time I met her, we were standing on the porch. And I said, "When can I see you again?" She said, "I'll let you know." But I didn't give her time to let me know. I hit the switch and found out where to go and how to get there and how long it's going to take me to get there. So I gave her some sugar. I hit the switch and been hitting the switch ever since. And I ain't forgot how to hit the switch. What I'm saying is you hit the switch and find out how to hit that switch and keep it locked in. Kill a rock, wreck a train, and dare a piece of iron and catch rheumatism. Make a train have a flat tire and change a tire in an airplane in the sky. You know.
Please calm down a little bit. Just a little bit.
He done had some jungle juice or something.
Just a little bit.
I'm fired up with this thing because y'all hitting it right down the middle of the road.
But
Listen,
going
let me show
back,
you
go ahead.
how easy it is
Hit it, baby.
to switch.
Yes.
I won't say hit the switch because that implies you're going to apply an effort, but you are going to make the switch.
But you got to hit
You're
it.
going to make the
Let's
switch.
find out. Find out.
You are going to make the switch.
There you go.
Not so much hit a switch, but you're going
It's
to
there.
make the switch. Now, this is it. Okay, say this after me. God is my father.
Yeah,
God
it's
is my father.
So I have a father.
I have a
So
father.
I have a father.
I am created in his image.
I'm created in his image.
Image.
And I am his child.
I am his child, children,
And yet,
And yet,
I and my father
I am my father.
are the one.
are the one.
Number
We're
one.
one.
That's what Jesus said.
We're one.
This is
Okay,
easy.
We switched.
Yeah.
We went from God is here and I'm there.
Yeah.
God is God and I'm me.
Uh-huh.
We went from that
Uh-huh.
to being one.
God
It's
is.
the switch.
God is.
That is the switch.
That's God is.
The moment I realize I'm speaking it from the place of separation,
Tell me about
the
it.
moment I realize I'm speaking from a place where I'm disconnected or I'm trying to connect, that is when you notice the switch. The switch is when I begin to move away from that. And
Uh-huh.
I find myself as one. Not that I came from God, but when God came, it was me coming.
So now you just give us a whole different understanding, insight what it means to be a father.
Okay.
Mhm.
We consider God father, and I hear people deal with this gender thing with the spirit, God is female. No, he's considered father because nothing cannot be produced or created without a father. Father is reference to father is the word that we use as reference to the source
Male and
where
female.
everything came.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's not being used as a gender related
Right.
word. It's actually making reference to the source, the creator from which everything comes from.
The progenitor is the
Exactly, because
the word
if we
where
think by
you remember we talk about Star Trek. Do you remember the series that was talking about I think it was it was one episode where it was talking about the Genesis project.
Oh yeah.
Where everything was. It was a Genesis planet. I think that's where it was. It's been a while since I watched it, but there was a Genesis planet where it actually showed how everything began, and that Genesis planet was starting to deteriorate.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. So God is the progenitor. It's the genesis of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's where everything began. Everything began is that Genesis. Now in Colossians, you talk about the Father. Yes, God is our father, but if we remain as simply God is my father and I'm his child, I'm still separated.
Exactly.
But Jesus dared to say, I and my father are one. So if that's the case, there's not two. One means not two.
That was a conjunction, but the conjunction went into a function.
He didn't say one.
And the function
he
is
did
among
not
us.
say,
and
and mind you, he did not say, I am one with my father. No, he didn't, because that's still separation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I and my father are one.
Already. Don't have no process.
If I'm one with, there's still two.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he makes reference to them, and this all that comes from the statement, St. John chapter 10, when he makes that statement. But he also tells the Pharisees who's confronting him and debating with him, he tells them the same, that they're one, they're gods. He tells them that same exact thing. And because of their conditioning, religious conditioning, they could not receive and accept what he said, but it was in their writings. That's the thing. It was in their writings.
Yes.
Once upon a time, there was a me. Once upon a time, that wasn't us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Once upon a time, we thought the numbers went beyond 12, went beyond 10, went beyond 15. But then when I looked at it with open eye awareness and consciousness, you take the number 1 from 10, 9, 10. You can make all the rest of the numbers out of those 10 spots. You are a winner, regardless of how many numbers you think you are. You're still a winner because God is that part of you that is never a loser. God has never lost anybody that he is one with, except for them looking away through attention. It's just like you walking in the mall. I saw a lady one time, me and my wife was at KW, and I looked at her and I said, "Look at that, baby." She said, "If you ever," she said, "if you ever." And see, I was looking in the wrong direction, looking for God in the wrong place. God is everywhere, and he's no place to be looked for or no place to be attained except for in awareness. 1 minute I'm aware of it, next minute I lose it. 1 minute I'm back into awareness. That wishy-washy stuff has got to go, because the school is teaching us how to stay home. The kingdom of God has never been something to attain or to get because we're going to preach the kingdom. How can you preach a kingdom that has no words to it? Oh, somebody say, well, the word of God. The word of God is the kingdom itself. And if that kingdom is you and in you, there is no processing to be done. You might as well get ready to keep your mouth shut and shut down everything, or see it shut down, because once you see this truth as oneness without a zero, you are home, and stillness is the way you communicate. I wrote in my notes here, stillness is the key to the power of God. We think doing something and attaining something and getting the right information in the area of attaining accomplishment, we think that gives us power. But when you go into stillness, there's nothing to be obtained or to be gotten or to seek for or to look for or to put a bid on it. This is the bid. The bid is God didn't do that. Here's another bid. I saw the Lord when he did it. That's a bid. There's no bidding in your eternal self. The eternal self does not put a price on being closer. Oh, I need to get closer to the Lord. That's bidding. You're gambling. Stop gambling with your consciousness. That's what I want to say. Stop playing game with consciousness and go ahead on and let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. All right. Come on to the come
I
on
know
to the
you
house.
feeling good today.
I said,
Come
on
I know
home.
you feeling good today.
Come on home.
But Dad was saying something earlier, and again, we talk about all of the different switches and all of the different like he was using the television, for example, which kind of once again explain what I said earlier concerning
remote control.
us being a complex structure where we have different dimensions, realms, and stuff that we can switch and ebb in and ebb out, back and forth. And as Dad was talking, based off of what I've been exposed to, again, in the area of education, the area of math, Dad said something that made me think about, when he was talking about oneness and his explanation, he made me think about prime numbers.
Okay.
And see, a prime number is a whole number greater than one that cannot exactly be divided.
Okay.
So again, God himself is the one. We are all the expressions of him.
Yes.
And so when we think divided, it is a false reality. It's an illusion of us being divided. That in God there is no division at all.
That's right. Now we understand what it means. No separation from God. There's another word I was going to use just before it slipped from me, just that quick. It'll come back. um, I will be with you always.
Mm-hmm.
I will never leave you.
Right.
You know what? That's God has never left anybody. They leave him in awareness and consciousness.
Exactly.
That's
So
what I'm
now
trying to say.
that's going to bring up the question that
He's
I
never
want to
left anybody.
throw out there right now, because I want y'all to think about it. It's a result of something that came to me. Again, I'll go down this road real quick. I realized being a mystic or being one that's aware of things, and it goes back to perception. We could be watching the exact same thing, but
Yeah.
the way I'm internalizing, or the way I'm being exposed to what's happening to me, is totally different than from someone else. And so I was explaining this to someone, because like my kids, they laugh at me all the time. They're like, we can't go to the movies with dad because he's always catching revelations out of every movie that we go to. So what was the revelation that you had now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I wanted to find out what this why everybody was so talking about this thing. My daughter mentioned it. Stranger Things. All right, it's one of the most popular thing on Netflix right now. So I, during New Year's, I said, hey, after New Year's, I wasn't going to do anything for several days, and I started watching it. And of course, that part of me, most people will watch it being entertained. I'm actually watching it and I'm learning something. I'm learning more about God, and people be like, how in the world you getting God out of all of that? I'm literally, there are things that were being said and things that was happening in the show that remind me of God, of me, of our connect, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why I tell people, I said, see, you be entertained, but I'm being educated. Why you can be educated by watching? And then when I started breaking it down, I had one situation, and I can't remember the movie. Matter of fact, it was the movie Eternals.
Okay.
And when I watched it, and it's a Marvel movie, but it blew my mind, because it did. My conscious, my mind of awareness just grasps everything. And I, again, educated more than being entertained. There was a young lady who I was mentoring, and she was asking some questions, and she, I was teaching her some things, and I said, I need you to do something for me. I need you to go see the movie Eternal, because what we're talking about is in that movie. She went to the movie and she literally took a notebook, and she caught everything that I was saying, to the point that she said, now this is a Marvel movie. And when she told me this part, I started laughing. I'm like, what? Now, I had that effect. She started crying in the movie because of what she was enlightened with, and so forth. And so I said to say this because sitting there watching the movie Stranger Things, I had this crazy thought that came up. And the thought was, who discovered spirit? Who was the one that, because most of what we know is based off of a person's discovery of different things. And so I say, who was the first person that actually discovered or was aware that we was spirit? Where did that thought actually come from?
I see.
And so of course I did the research, and there is no one that was a credit to.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then somehow, some way, with no one, we all as one had some awareness that it was more to us than what we actually saw.
Now hear this, because it's going to give you clarity. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. I don't know if it was the psalmist or who it was that said, thy word have I hid in my heart.
David.
And this was way before there was ever a scripture written.
That's right.
Okay. So what word was that
Okay.
hidden in his heart.
Okay.
There is what
Boy, that's
what
good.
has happened to, I want to say it like that. What's in every last one of us
Woo-wee.
is
Boy, that's chocolate on the cake there.
is the
Go
listen,
ahead.
the first thought of God.
Woo.
It's in every last one of us.
See,
The
Mom,
first,
we
the
need to
first,
tag team.
the first thought of God
Oh,
is that word. That's what that word is. It's the first thought of God in every being.
All at one time.
It's in every one of us.
Exactly.
Every last one of us have a thought of God. Every last one of us. That is that word, and that was the word that David hid in his heart.
good.
Exactly.
That was the word.
Woo.
The first
A thought.
initial
Somebody.
thought of God.
Thought.
And I
Ooh.
explained that to someone
Mhm.
because the word, we think of word as far as, again, something that is audible or whatever. But the definition of word is an expression.
And it said
It does not say verbal or not. It is
Right.
just defined as an expression. So when God had that thought and expressed it,
yeah.
that takes us, all of us is connected to the original thought
Well,
of God.
let's flip it. When God had that first thought, but how about when man had that first thought?
Exactly.
That first thought was God. It said
Was
the
God.
word was God. That first thought of God in man is God. It is God.
Okay,
And
I
so
hear something.
this is why none of us escape it. None of us can get away from God, because the word that God is the first thought that a man has of God, whether God exists or not exists. It is the fact that he has the thought. That word is God.
Exactly. That's why verse 14 of that same thing, same chapter, the thought took on a human form.
Yes,
See, that's
it
what people
became
don't
flesh.
understand.
It
But
became flesh.
and it became, but they couldn't everything else could not comprehend the thought.
Yep, that's
And
it.
see, that's what happened 2 studies ago. Out of
Mhm.
nowhere, I went through this enlightening explanation of that same thing.
Well,
That's why I presented the question out there.
there's another thing that man has in him, and it is that first thought of God, which is God itself, and the first thought of I. I don't know where we get the word I, but every last one of us come to a realization of I'm a I. And every baby knows it's an I. So that's what I call first cause. First cause is first word. That word, first thought of God is God. And so that first thought of I is God as identity. So there's no separation. This is how God has created itself in and through as us.
So now I want to throw this out here, and I want everybody to hear this.
You rock it there, you rock it.
It's because again, I'm always, y'all know me, I'm always researching stuff. This thing with AI, because what you just described,
Yep.
man is getting ready to come to a place, and I'm trying to find a good word to use. I'm gonna say this: they're gonna scare their own selves
Yeah.
into awareness,
Mhm.
because what they're doing with AI, it is a reproduction of what God actually did with us, but in a lower level.
Yep.
Yep.
It is.
And that's what they only, because one of the things that I discovered, and I was going to ask the question, how is consciousness created or formed? And often one of the things that is stated through learning it begins to, and so as it learns, Dad always talk about the different impasses that happen within the brain. And so as you learn, there are different inroads and stuff that happens. So now, if that's the case, I just watched 60 Minutes on Sunday when they have this. I forgot the name of the robot, but it's controlled by AI.
Mm-hmm.
And they took the journalist, the reporter, and they put these certain things on him that, as he move or whatever, the programming goes into the system, and there are several different forms on the computer of the particular robot. And so he was doing jumping jacks. So it took a while, like a baby, and that's what they said, that these different programs, they had the images, and some will fall over. Not the actual now. This is on the screen.
Yeah.
Several of them, and they jumping up down. Some is catching it, some is not, and it's quickly learning. All right, to the point that now when it came to that point of learning, the robot not only did the jumping jacks just like the reporter, but his mannerism and his talking, as he was talking, the interview stuff, the robot was doing the exact same thing that he was doing without it separate and apart from him, because it is developing an intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
this
right.
is where man is going to come to the point of transcending, and it's going to scare them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I agree.
How God approved of Jesus. How Jesus, in his true identity, approved himself without the ego, without separation. God has never disapproved us from any identity or anything that he's done. So Jesus did all the miracles, if he did any at all. The greatest miracle that he performed was when he supposedly came here into this sleeping world and gave everybody example of what it's like for God to approve of you and never disapprove of you. Disapproving means something that is separated itself. Like, for instance, God has never disapproved our leader. Say it like that. Our government leader, our DC leader. What has been done to him is he has approved himself outside of God. But at the same time, in the end of this thing, God is going to use his approval to set things straight with the nations.
Well, it's he's doing he's following the same pattern that is mentioned in Genesis 11.
Yeah.
Tower of Babel. How
yeah.
they
And
were trying to
Nebuchadnezzar
create
and all the
a
kings.
city and a kingdom unto themselves.
Yeah.
And the Lord even said that whatever they imagined, it would not be restrained from them.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's right.
He's following that same pattern. And that's what that's why I said, a month ago, when all this was going on, these things has to happen.
Yeah.
They do.
These things must
It's
be
already ordained to be, so they can stop with all of the fighting and carrying on and stuff like that. Some of the stuff is going to be played out no matter what they try to do.
Exactly.
Now, God is approved what we disapproved of in our false identity. But we have an ideal that if I approve, see what's going to happen is somebody done approved of things without going according to the pattern of God's approval. It seems like God ain't doing nothing to help our people on this planet because of the suffering, and children who have conditions, physical conditions, as being locked up in these camps who need help and treatment are being treated like a dog. And yet they have approved of that, but they haven't got over to God's approval yet. Now, from out of the fiery furnace, Meshach and Shadrach and Abednego, out of the fiery furnace, Nebuchadnezzar stood in front of all three of them with a fourth man in the furnace and saw the fires of hell of disapproval, who had disapproved of the three boys in the furnace. He was going to burn them up to get rid of them. You cannot burn up what God has approved of. If he has approved of something, you just wasting your time. So Nebuchadnezzar lost his mind trying to get them boys burned up on his separated approval that has nothing to do. God said, no, you can't kill them. No, you can't burn them. And the fires of hell cannot destroy them or take them away. So they come out of the smoke, come out of the fire, and had nowhere of the scent of smoke on it. It was like they had on asbestos underwear and asbestos. And you can't, asbestos gloves. I done tried it. I put on a pair of asbestos gloves and stuck my hand in a cold, red hot coal fire, and it did not burn the glove, and it did not burn the hand. That was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was there, and Nebuchadnezzar could not kill them. And you know what finally happened? He had to honor God's approval because he saw where God was with them, and he could not destroy them. And you cannot destroy what God's hand is on and approved of. I'm preaching, boy. I'm preaching, girl. You don't got me fired up. Don't look at me like that, because God has approved of this thing. God has approved of this thing, and he's going to come out on the top of this thing and show healing power. There's a healing revival taking place inside of every state of the union. There's a healing revival taking place in everybody that's been captured and put in those camps, in those prisons. God will see to it that the fires of hell of government will not burn them up. They'll come out smelling fresh as the sweet Savior himself. It ain't over yet until God said it's over.
Amen.
And God ain't never said it was over. Get on. You might well get over this thing that we're losing and we're not winning. There's no such thing as losing God.
Well, the reason why we have the concept of in our minds of losing, and as if God is again approving or disapproving, we keep forgetting.
That's it. That's the slip.
That at this particular time, God gave us the authority to do whatever we want to do.
That's right.
He said, whatever you bind, then I'll bind. Whatever you loose. So we're seeking for God to do something. Why is God going to do something that he gave you the power to do? That makes no sense.
You mentioned it. I think it was last Tuesday that you mentioned this, and you said it. I don't remember how you said it, but you said this. You said, God will manifest and do things as he, how did you say it? Something about God can do anything, but he's going to do it according to the power that's in you.
Oh, yes. Ephesians 3:20.
Yeah. He's going to do it according to the power that's in you. So it's not going to be some separate power.
Nope.
It's going to do it according to the power that's in you. Yes.
Because see, I often tell people all the time, why do we walk around with this concept, this mindset? We want God to do everything. We want God to do everything. If he's going to do everything, then there's no need for us to have thought. There's no need.
Okay, there you go. You're coming home now.
There's no need for us. We would be totally a unintelligent robot. Because we can't say robots be like a robot anymore, because robots are becoming intelligent.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes. And see, this is what I realized that this year. Now, I don't claim to be any prophet or anything like that, but I do believe that this year, I know everybody has a theme of what they believe God is saying to them about this year, but I do believe that this year is a year of freedom. And the reason why I say that is because it's only going to be freedom, though, for those who are willing to apply themselves.
Yeah.
They're going to have to apply themselves.
Yeah.
This is the year where you must embody what you know and live by it. And
Mom, don't throw this at you.
Woo!
This is the year you've got to embody what you have believed and what you have lived, what you think is true, what you know is true, you've got to live by it. And not only that, but you've got to take it and apply it in some kind of practical way. That means do your research, do your own legwork, do your own homework, do what you got to do to make the miracle happen.
So now you just confirmed, and it's the second time, because again, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's part of our custom at Bold. I always seek concerning what would be a theme for us the following year or whatever. Elder Washington gave part of it during my pastoral anniversary. He said something that it ignited something in me. He said bolder than ever.
Yeah,
right?
I remember that. You said that. Yes.
And I know it was speaking to our identity. It was last weekend before last. I woke up that morning again, and I don't know, that's just me. It's in the morning when I wake up, stuff start coming to me just like that. And I heard 2026 is the year of the comeback, bolder than ever.
I heard somebody else say that. Yeah.
And the word comeback means returning back to your former or original state. Either a position, either a ranking, either whatever it is returned back to what you once was. All right. And we know what our divine self is.
Yes.
And so what you just said about embodying, that's exactly what I told the people.
So that means that people are going to have to stop drifting. We've been just drifting, hoping, wishing,
waiting for,
and not taking steps. Even if what you take steps toward doesn't turn out, have a plan B.
And see, that's
plan B don't work. Have a plan C. Don't stop, because it's according to the power that's working in you. It's according to that power.
And see, that's why we said this is year to come back bolder than ever. And we're using that word bolder because we're dealing with Proverbs 28:1. The wicked runs where there's no one chasing, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. And so we're talking about having the courage to be fearless, to be and to go forth no matter what on your journey of discovery, on your journey of enlightenment. And so this is what I've been teaching the people. And it was funny because on yesterday, I just when I made the announcement on New Year's Eve, a night into New Year's, we did a virtual broadcast. And then I began to teach and elaborate on this Sunday concerning the theme. This is 2026 is the year to come back. Shown up on yesterday morning, here I am watching Good Morning America, and what is one of their topics? Comeback. Pops up on the screen, and I went bananas. I said, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. So just what you just said is what was said on Sunday about us embodying, about us returning back.
We have to.
I just heard out of your mouth the translation of God's voice that said, cough up your kingdom. Cough up your true self. It may cost you a strangle. It would seem like a strangling yourself. I heard the voice of God out of your mouth talking right then and said, cough it up. It's time for us to regurgitate all these false teachings about the scriptures and our distance between God, the middleman, and all that stuff. It's time for us to cough up these lies and get it out of our system and start walking in the supernatural power of beingness and not distances.
Exactly.
So I've got two things I want to make sure that I leave with you. And these are the two things that I've been hearing ever since the new year has come in. And that is stop drifting and don't overthink. Do not overthink. And
so I can hug your neck right
Please
now.
Do. You won't let me.
Because I told everyone that they cannot be like driftwood in 2026.
Driftwood, I like that.
Driftwood it moves wherever the wind blows it or wherever the currents, which means it's under its control, means you don't have no control,
Mhm.
which means you will never arrive to the destination which you're trying to set out for, because you're
Right.
just drifting.
Right.
And
Right.
then when you just said overthink, that is what I heard listening to one of my motivational videos and stuff. I made a statement to the people that many of you have dreams that are stuck in your mind. And they didn't understand. I said, let me explain to you what I'm saying. I said, some of y'all have some ideas, some
Mhm.
aspirations, some things that, and the reason why you frustrated is because you allowed that thing to become
Yes.
stuck in your mind. And so I
Yeah.
utilize what Miles Monroe said out of his book, In Pursuit of Purpose. He said the most wealthiest place in the world is a cemetery, because there are people that died with unfulfilled dreams.
That's right.
They took their dreams straight to the grave with them.
Mhm.
And I told them, you're stuck because you can't get that thing out of your mind.
Yeah.
You're just contemplating.
Yeah.
You're contemplating.
Yeah.
I attend to do. You're going nowhere. And that's why
Well,
you're frustrated.
You know, I agree with you 100%. I also think that there are many of us who no longer know how to dream, and we don't have a dream, but there are situations that we live in that we are dreaming we were out of. And we need to apply ourselves to move out of those situations.
Yes.
And trust that God will give us the inspiration, the motivation, the determination, and the revelation to know how to do it. So that is what, if you set your intent for that, Jill just said, ideation without implementation is torture. Yes.
Good. That's good.
Jill. Yes. I also heard somebody say this.
I got to borrow that, Jill.
Yeah, borrow that. Yeah. I heard somebody say, if a man or woman is leading and ain't nobody following, they just taking a walk.
I like that. That's good.
They're just taking a walk.
I hear this old song ringing in me since we've been on tonight, saying this old song. Said we sing it in church. Why don't you come on in this house? Why don't you come on in this house? Why don't you come on in this house? Come on in this house of the Lord.
Go on, Mr. Son. He gonna go on the road, Pastor Norman.
Didn't say we're gonna have.
You ain't gonna go with him.
Hey, didn't say we're gonna have some shouting. Come on in this house. We're gonna have some shouting. Come on in this house. We're gonna have some shouting. Come on in this house of the Lord.
Hey, I need you to come. I need you to come and help me.
God knocked me down and called me shorty. Fan my tail with a brick. Why you got that up there? We ain't going nowhere.
Yes, we are.
Oh, look out now.
Almost on here.
I'm on my way to seeing my true identity manifest in full potential, and no hesitation, no prognostication, no investigation. I've come to the place where I have finally arrived to this place of pure consciousness, and I don't have to get permission from nobody to go there.
And I don't know why y'all pictures this. Y'all gone. Y'all disappeared. It went white.
Can you hear us though?
I can hear you. I can see the comment section, but y'all there now. We back.
Oh, so evidently that little thing I put up there.
You're playing with this switch over
here. Did I go away again?
Yep, it went away again.
So it's that little like.
Did it come back right then?
That little like and subscribe button.
Is it back now?
Yep, it's back. Yeah, when you put the like and subscribe, that's what you got.
Did you hit it again? Are we there?
We're there now.
Well, you leave that thing alone, girl. He's playing with these buttons and like she's the boss around here. Leave that thing alone.
Look what Sister said. She said, "My dad said y'all gonna starve going on the road."
Hey, I thought, hey, Pastor Norman, when I saw the first leg and arm and the eye, blind eye come open and the leg grew out even and the back pain left, I said, I'm gonna get me a motor home and get on the road.
I know.
We're gonna pilot. I said miracles are gonna happen everywhere. We're gonna carry it around the world.
Lord, our head swelled up so big.
You couldn't even get it in the door. It swelled up so big, like a teacher told me, said, Sawyer said, if you don't get over there and sit down and shut your mouth, said, I'm gonna put a cartoon knot on your head so big you won't find a hat to fit it.
Listen, guys, we got to get out of here and let you go, but we're going to be back on Sunday. Pastor Norman will be back on Sunday at 9, and we'll be back at 10. He'll be on Facebook. We'll be on Facebook.
Gonna be here live in color.
So come and join us. We'll be back at 10. He'll be back at 9.
All right.
We're looking forward to you. And Pastor's going to tell you, we're going to see you on the turnaround.
We're going to see you in just a little bit. It's going to be just a little bit.
Don't forget to honor that you've heard, what you've heard tonight by giving. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and hit the like button and also hit the donate button, okay? Don't just take it in and benefit from it and never give out. Don't do that. That's not good. That's going to shut down your blessings if you don't do that. That's going to stop your flow. So you need to go ahead and do that. If you've never done it, do it. If you don't have a lot of money, it's okay. Pay $1, pay $2. It don't matter. Just get your flow going, okay? Get your flow going. And we're going to see you on the turnaround.
All right.
On the turnaround.
Keep your nose clean and your britches on. Hold it down, tie it down on both sides of the road.